Greetings and welcome back to Jakim Cigar Journal. I am Jakim and I'm here to review some cigars with you but today we're going to go ahead and start out with what is a good beginner cigar. So if you're just getting into the cigar game, what should you start out with? Usually you want to start out with something mild, okay? Some of my first mild cigars were from Macanudo. I love Macanudo to this day, actually. They have very mild cigars. And you want to start out with something not too long. Like a longer cigar would be a 7-inch Churchill. I'm going to do another video on sizes and stuff like that and ring gauges and all that. But for now, I just want to get you a introduction to cigars. So something not too long, something Robusto size, relatively short, but very mild, okay? Macanudo, I remember back in the days, Baccarat, Davidoff has some nice mild cigars. There's a few brands out there that you can find that has a nice mild cigar. Usually a cigar that has a Connecticut, what they call a Connecticut shade wrapper, are usually mild. For me, they're mild. I've been smoking now for about 20 years. So it may not be mild to you, but it's mild to me at this point. But you always want to start off with something mild, nice and easy. And you may want to, puff it with a cup of coffee or whatever your favorite beverage is at that time. Something else I want to stress to you guys, and it's funny because I mentioned Baccarat, and I want to say it was a Baccarat, or maybe Hoyo de Monterey. But anyway, you always want to have something to eat. Okay, have breakfast if you have a morning cigar, or a midday, have lunch. Have a full stomach, because I made the mistake of, again, very beginning of my cigar game, didn't know what I was doing. I started out one morning, I rolled out of bed and I picked up a cigar and this started puffing. I never smoked cigarettes, but I imagined it was similar to cigarettes. So I started puffing, and at the time I probably was inhaling it too, which I puff, and I got sick. I got so sick. I started turning green. And I put that cigar down. I was dizzy and all types of stuff. And I realized, you know what? You have to eat a decent meal. I never puff a cigar on an empty stomach. So if you're just getting into the game, make sure you eat something. Again, if you're going to puff in the morning, have a breakfast, or have a lunch and dinner. Usually for me, I've been puffing a long time. I'll have a heavy meal because I'm probably going to have a stronger cigar in the evening for myself. A lot of people get into what type of cigar they puff during certain periods of the day, and that's fine. It's up to your preference. Some people puff a mild cigar early, a medium cigar at the midday, and a heavy cigar in the evening. Again, everybody has their preferences. I, at this point, am a full-body cigar guy, so I'll puff a full-body cigar morning, noon, or night. But for those that are just getting into it, you want something mild. And as you begin to find your palate, taste different brands, okay? You don't want to bog yourself down with one particular cigar. I know I mentioned Macanudo. You don't want to just smoke Macanudos. Try different brands of cigars, because, again, a lot of cigars, brands do have a milder cigar under their label or brand. Try different things. You'll find out what your palate is and what you like. To this day, I like a creamier, I like a vanilla, not vanilla flavored, but that creamy coffee, I call it a vanilla type of flavor to a cigar. Again, I'm not talking about infused cigars. I'm just talking about how it tastes to me. I like earthy flavors, coffee tones. You begin to realize what's on your palate, what you taste. Some people taste, again, coffee, earthy tones, peppery, citrus. There's all types of things that you find on the end of a cigar when you're puffing. That's your palate developing. So you're going to want to figure out what your palate is. So you got to try different cigars. I wouldn't start out buying a box of anything. You can go to your local brick and mortar cigar shop and pick up a 5-pack, a variety pack of different cigars that are mild, and you'll figure out what you like from there, and then, you know, keep moving on and build on from there. But start out with a 5-pack blend of cigars, and they'll give you some good ones, and you'll try that. Also, don't be afraid to go to your local cigar shop and say, hey, I'm just starting out. What do you suggest? And usually, if that cigar shop is worth its weight in gold, they will steer you in the right direction. I know I mentioned in the earlier video, after embarrassing myself the first time out in Nat Sherman, they steered me in the right direction. So again, good cigar shop will lead you the right way. And then as you begin to know what you kind of like, then start ordering your cigars online. Get some nice 5-packs of mild cigars and order them online. You know, there's so many, oh my goodness, there's numerous cigar sites that will, you know, that could send you variety packs. But I just want to do a quick addendum to Cigars for Beginners. And I wanted to add that this is a cigar journal. Many different places will carry this. You can pick one up from Amazon probably at this point. When I first got this, Amazon didn't exist. So I actually found this by accident in a bookshop. And I was just getting into cigars. It was perfect for me because I wanted to chronicle the different cigars I was trying at the time. And what it is, and you can see actually with my very first entries in here, December 25th, 1998, I puffed a Cuban Partagas. And basically, what this will do, I have, of course, date and time I smoked the cigar. You don't necessarily need that. But flavor, burn, did it burn evenly? Did it draw easily? Length of time it took to smoke the cigar, the price, the country of origin, okay, and the comments. So this was actually my journal, my cigar journal, and actually the namesake for this particular vlog, excuse me, Jakim Cigar Journal. I got that from my cigar journal. And you can pick something like this up probably just about anywhere, maybe your brick and mortar. Definitely online at this point. And again, when I started, this whole online thing wasn't popping like it is now. But what I want you guys to do is to let me know what your first cigar was. Those of you that are avid cigar smokers, let me know what your first cigar was, what your thoughts of it were, and what you're puffing now. What are some of your favorite cigars that you're puffing now? But I want to hear what your favorite cigar, what your first cigar was, and how'd you like it. Again, I can't believe that my first entry in here is a Cuban Partagas, and it's kind of weird. Like, I gave this a 7.5 out of overall 10. For me, it was medium to full body, very smooth. And I have here, it burned evenly, it drawed evenly. It took me an hour to puff the cigar. It was $10. Country of origin, of course, was Cuba at the time. And this cigar I wrote down was full bodied, yet very smooth. Not as strong as your other Cubans, and it was very enjoyable. So that's what I had down there for my very first entry on 12/25/1998 at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it was kind of detailed. One thing I did not put in here was, because Partagas, of course, has different, you know, there's different Partagas. You can have a Partagas, you know, this example number 1 from this particular brand that they have, and things like that. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Don't forget, guys, like and subscribe, Jakim Cigar Journal, and hit that notification bell to get my videos when they first come out, okay? Peace.